Jordan Shepherd wins the lag and gets frame number 1 underway. And this is going to be a tough game for both opponents. Greg Batten is a fearsome player when he's on form, and we all know how good Jordan Shepherd is. I can see this game going all the way. An early dry break from Jordan is not what the way he would have wanted to open his account, but early doors. Jordan supping on a cup of tea. So, both had some tough games already en route through. Greg Batten has beaten Callum Singleton. Jordan Shepherd has beaten... I had a tough game earlier against Amin Bunif, and before that beat Ben Rowland. Some interesting matchups in this winner's side. All the games now underway. So Barry Lynn has been beaten by Gareth Hibbert, so that's all of the Scotsmen, I believe. Unless actually, no, I tell a lie. I tell a lie. Is there not one left in? Is Jamie Bennett not still in the mix somewhere? No. No, he got beaten by Jake McCartney. Yeah, Shane Thompson in the winner's side. Jake McCartney in the loser's side. So that is, I believe, all the interest from Scotland. Welsh still have interest. You're watching one of them here. Whoa. I mean, that wasn't just a little way out, was it? He's missed that by some margin. There was seemed to snatch it a little bit, which is unlike Greg. He's normally got such a good, solid cue action. Over on table 11, John McAllister against Steve Petty. Jack Whelan's in action now against Sean Chipperfield. Jack 1-0 up. So a good chance here for Jordan, but awkward. He'll be happy to get to the table after that dry break. So he's got these 2 yellows towards the bottom right corner pocket, and obviously the 2 yellows on the left-hand rail. He's overhit that one. He's looking to play the lower of the 2 down the rail, so he's going to play the reverse double now. He makes it, but he's in off. And gives Greg another chance. And this is one that Greg will be taking. Ball in hand and we're on the table. So he'll sort the problem along the bottom rail with the ball. Wow, has to worry about the black, doesn't he? The black only goes into the right corner. So this does need a little more care and attention. Will he be playing this red, screwing back to get the yellow out that's behind the black? He will indeed. Looking to nick the yellow out, leave himself on the red. Does the yellow come high enough? Does the black now go? He's given it a close look. Not sure. Don't think it does. From that angle, it suggests that maybe he can. Well, very unexpected miss from Greg. That now gives Jordan another chance. Now Jordan's going to look to see whether just flick off the yellows, pot the red. He missed the yellows on the way through. He missed the yellows on the way through. Ball in hand and they were on the table. Greg was just leaning over to pick it up. Doesn't want to do that. That'll be loss of frame. Needs to leave it for the referee to do. Don't want to handle the ball. That was, I don't think Jordan could believe that he made that little error. He was just looking to glance thin off the yellow. Pot the red. So mistakes from both players. Looks like they both need to settle. But Greg takes the first frame, and it's 1-0.
Frame, Batten to make, leading by 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Greg breaking frame number 2. So we'll look at Greg's break. Times the break well. Cue ball comes straight back up the centre of the table, but no good, nothing down. Again, it's tricky, isn't it? It's awkward. It's another nasty little leave. Wants to be reds for certain. He's got an easy opener on the yellows, but yellows are horrible. All the reds go, but where's the opener? Red off the black? Yeah. Oh, well, maybe he can just get through. He can get through. Plays the plant and misses it. This is unexpected errors from Sheppy. You don't expect to see this from him. I mean, that wasn't a gimme. Make no mistake, it was a tough little shot, but one he would have expected to get. Another unforced error again. Another tricky shot. But really, another one that you would expect him to get now. Sheppy really needs to settle. And that one went off the back knuckle. And as a result, he's left this straight. I think he was trying to leave an angle to come across and get the other one out on the left-hand side rail. Having to reroute. I think he's looking at the long pot and developing the yellow on the right side rail. He does that, but it's not getting any easier, is it? It's now got an angle on the one to top right to move the other ball on the left-hand side rail. Fairly natural, just putting a bit of touch of side on it. Well, actually, he's just come around to try and land on it. And he has. Understand why he didn't want to move that. Nice pop. Oh, I was just about to say, how's that not dropped? And then it did. None of this will serve to settle him. That's better. Hampered queuing, but he's back in decent shape. He doesn't have to take the one over the black if he doesn't want to. He can take the one to middle. Yeah, this is better. That's better from Sheppy. One frame each. All the other games in early stages. Ajit Singh, it's the last of the losers, round threes, is on the hill against Amin Beneath. And you can see all the other scores ahead of you. Look at that interesting game there at the top of losers round four. Jez Graham against Darren McVicker, old sparring partners from the Plaza down in Plymouth. Those guys play each other all the time, practice partners. And two great players from the Southwest. Really interesting game. Let's try again. And two or three of the balls rattled the pockets, but nothing dropped. Another tricky little clearance though, isn't it? There's reds and yellows tied up next to each other wherever you look on the table. Three little clusters. Doesn't look happy yet. Yeah, he knew he'd be leaving couple of opportunities for Greg, but also knowing that it's going to be a really tough table to clear. Couldn't do much else there. Yeah, a little tap on the knee there from Jordan. Greg did well holding the cue ball at that end of the table. And suddenly, there now is only one problem for the Reds. That's the one nearest the bulk line on the right-hand side rail. And he can move it right now. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That couldn't have come out any better. Couldn't have executed that any better. Should be straightforward. You can drop the one in the middle and just kill the white ball. You'll probably just try and just kill it where it is. You can just play a little drag shot to hold on the one along the rail. Just dead weight drop in. Yeah, fine. Straight doesn't really matter. He's going to have a tough play, whatever. Well, actually, if he'd have had a bit more angle there, he could have just screwed out to the bulk line and left the black to middle. I think he might just be forced now to screw back to where he is, and he's going to be left a long black to bottom corner. Expect him to get it. Nice clearance from Greg. Other scores. Winners qualification. Nothing much in any of those games.
Frame, Greg Batten to break, leading by 2 frames to 1.
Phil Harrison and Clint Jansen is just about to get underway on table 4. That is one of the stream tables. The other stream games, Jimmy Croxton, Dom Cooney, Steve Petty, John McAllister, and obviously this game. Big error there from Greg in off. Ball in hand behind the line. Another ugly table, isn't it? I haven't really seen any particularly nice layouts yet. It's going to yellow the corner. You're going to see left hand side come across, knock out the other bad yellow. Oh my goodness. Nearly lost the cue ball again. They all go. They all have a pocket. Doesn't need to do anything. But just not at the races at the moment. This is not the Jordan Shepherd we expect. And okay, obviously potted the ball, but losing the cue ball to the side rail, and suddenly things become a lot more difficult. Tough clearance now. Yeah, back in decent position, but needs a really good positional shot now. He needs to land. There's no margin for error. Needs to land just literally top side, just slightly top side of that yellow, and that's too much angle. Need to be another 9 inches down the table. Just off straight, and he could have run through to the side rail. Put the yellow in the right corner now. He's just going to trust to luck a little bit. Well, that's okay, not brilliant. You can drop it into the middle, or it goes to top right. Knowing Sheppy, I think he'll play it top right, but he's going to play the little drop to middle. Wow, he played that really, really well. So that's come out nice for him. It's good clearance. Still not settled, but just working on, just literally working off the back of his talent at the moment. Sean Chippy 4-2 up against Jack Whelan.
Fifth frame, Jordan Shepherd of right, 2 frames off.
And dry. Has anyone potted from the break yet? Yeah, Greg potted the white ball.
Reds in play.
Good layout. No problems in this one. Shouldn't be any problems in this one. Just a bit in between positions there. He's just got the wrong angle. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Now he can drop the one in the middle. It's a clever little shot. Hold for the 1-2 top corner. When I say hold, he's got a fair angle. I mean, he's going to be running down table, but it's going to be slightly long pot. But he can just play a little delicate shot. Played it well. Just held on the yellow. So you've got to say that of the two players, Greg has probably looked slightly more settled early doors. But it's a game of the break at the moment. The break not working. Oh my goodness. I've put a bit of a jinx on him there. Is the yellow go? Must do. No. No, it didn't. That was really tight. He was just trying to nick the pocket to that top knuckle. Wow. Uncharacteristic mistakes. And as I say, he just doesn't look settled yet. I can only assume the reason he's left this much angle is because he's going to try and move the black. Otherwise, why would you leave so much angle? Surely you would have just dropped that red in and landed straight on the other red and then just potted the black up into the top corner. Yeah, he did try and move it. Move it he has, done well. A lot of risk associated with that shot though. I think I would have backed him just to drop on it and pot it up in the top corner. Possibly showing signs of nerves there. I think under normal circumstances Greg would have backed himself to pot the long one. Even that one just got pushed in near knuckle. Sheppy's shaking his head ruefully in the background. That Harjeet Singh Amin Bunif game, that has been stuck at 7-4 for about half an hour. So they must be in a real war of attrition. Jack Whelan's fought back. It's now 4-all. Steve Petty 4-2 up against John McAllister. Shane Thompson 3-0 up against Adam Davis. Don't forget these are winners' qualifications, so these are to get through to the last 8. Last 8? No, last 16, sorry. Last 16, sorry. The winners of these games will be joined by the winners from losers qualification. So the losers of these games will drop straight into losers qualification. So they'll have a dog's life yet. If they lose this game, they've got to win the next.
Leading by 3 frames to 2. Time runner.
Big split, better break. Horrible result. Has no shot unless the one that he's closest to, it sneaks into the right middle. Not sure it does. Nah, black's in the way. How unlucky is that? I mean, both ball sets look good. Greg calls extension when he tries to work this little conundrum out. Is there anywhere safe on the table? He's looking at potting that one long. These are tough. When you're this close to a ball, it's really, really tough. Oh, pots it. What a great shot. Yeah, Sheppy recognising that and tapping his knee. Unfortunately for Greg, he just gave that tiny little kiss to the yellow, and I wonder if that means that he can't now pot that. I think it's possibly was just looking at a little safety there, just snicking off the side of the yellow and off the top cushion and back in behind those two balls. And Sheppy would have no shot. I think that's probably the shot, because if he can just split those two balls up, they only need to be like another ½ inch apart, and the yellow will be potable. Doesn't like it. So, what's the plan? A couple of stray yellows that don't go, 3 yellows that don't go. He's going to do well to clear up from here. Opening pot was a very good one. But, as I say, that little kiss on the end, not done him any favours. Playing safe, understandably so. Porrick is mentioning my calls on commentary. You're more than welcome to come and join us for an afternoon of commentary. Come on over tomorrow and commentate on some of the matches. Please feel free and show us how it should be called. We always welcome the armchair experts. Doubt Jordan Shepherd has ever played so many safety shots in a frame of pool. But unusually this will help set them down. A little safety battle where he can just focus in and play a few shots and not be under any real pressure will help to focus his mind. Well, from Greg's perspective, that's like 1 in, 1 out. Horrible layout this table. Again, looking at laying a trap, I think. Good afternoon to Ben. Yeah. Game after game. I mean, we were treated yesterday. Seeing Tom Cousins against Phil Harrison in the opening match is something else. We're in round 1, should I say. And good afternoon to everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. Half ball swerve. Shot. You saw him kind of willing it in from behind as well. Great camera shot. You watch Greg. Great reaction. Not good. Not entirely sure what he wanted there. Maybe a slightly thicker contact on the yellow to leave it to middle, but he's in no man's land now. He can play a plant, but again, really tough. Needs to go cushion first. Or is he playing a little cannon, is he? Off the... Oh, he could just get through to the angle. Again, played it really well, but still tough. Didn't realise he could get through the gap there between yellow and red. Thought he was looking at a similar shot, but planting the yellow down. But he's got the wrong angle again, and fairly sure the yellow is closest to doesn't cut back. So this will be some shot. Needs to pop this to middle, right hand side, come around the pack of 3 balls. Somewhere around about the middle bag would be good. This works. This works. It's a good shot. And back in good shape, really. This is a pot you most definitely expect him to get. And I think he can hold the cue ball beneath the black. I'm sure what he was looking at there, maybe doesn't want to drop it in dead weight, so he's going to play it with a bit more pace. He's overcut that one, but got away with it. And he's got away with that as well. A little nudge on the black, that could have gone wrong. But he's left himself this thin cut to middle. Oh, blimey, wing and a prayer stuff there. But Greg Batten wins another frame, and that's 4-2. As I say, Jordan's just not settled yet. But if he does, look out, because he's the kind of player that can be destructive and run three or four frames in a row. Thanks for the kind comment, Mark. I don't normally react, but I've seen a few comments from the same person about calling shots, and if, as I say, lay the gauntlet. If you can sit here for 12 hours a day, commentating on dozens and dozens of frames of pool and call every shot correctly, then you are a far better man than me. But anyway, we'll put that behind us. We're watching a great game of pool between two great opponents, and Jordan Shepherd his break is just letting him down at the moment. Normally times the break really well. There you go, shake of the head. His face says it all, very expressive. Needs to clear his head. He needs to remember the 3 steps rule. If it's not happening for you, 3 steps away from the table, clear your head. You can't do anything about what's gone, you can only deal with what's in the future. And if you keep sitting there shaking your head and filling your head with negative thoughts, then things are never going to improve. And it's all about that positive attitude. Keep walking away from the table. Just forget what's gone on. It's so easy to get hung up. No obstacles in the way here for Greg again. He's got a clear run at these. Wouldn't expect Jordan to get back to the table. I think he's got just enough angle here. Just dink the white ball back into the gap. Again, I think he's just the wrong side of perfect. He's just the wrong side of the top red. He'd like to take the top one first. It's okay. From the other camera angle, you can see it was slightly straighter than it looked from the other camera angle. So he could just drop that in, and he's back plumb. Taking a lot of time and focusing on every shot. Normally Greg is just probably slightly quicker than this. I see Greg play, watch Greg play a lot. Plays around the Southwest, so I watch him play on Southwest tours and things like that. And I think generally, seen him play in money matches, he's generally just a tiny bit quicker than this. But he knows that these are really, really key frames. So he's just taking an extra few seconds. Called the extension. Just to give himself that extra time to think about what he wanted to do. And that was, yeah, that was, he knew that was important, that kiss. He needed it to be slightly fuller. Half ball contact. It's no good, nearly went in off. But this is tough now. Yeah, it was never going to be easy. Never going to be easy. Needed really, really pure cueing. And even then, he had a tough red along the rail. Brucey bonus there. He's just kissed the yellow and black together. So again, not simple by any stretch of the imagination. There's two yellows on the side. The yellow's tied up next to the black. Every time Sheppy comes to the table, there seems to be some obstacles. Clever little shot. Very clever. He's tried to do a couple of things there. Well, three things. He's tried to maneuver the yellow on the bottom rail into a potable position, which he's done. He's tried to move the two yellows on the side rail into potable position whilst laying a snooker. I mean, talk about clever. Good escape. You'll always see Jordan, ever the gentleman of the game, always tapping the table when his opponent plays a good shot, or tapping his knee. Again, another one that he's under hit. He's looking to get across another few inches, just didn't really get down into the ball. This game was always going to go one of two ways. It was going to be a bit sort of nip and tuck with errors from both, or it was just going to be sublime. At the moment, there's a couple of errors have crept in. As I say, Jordan hasn't done a massive amount wrong. He's missed a couple of balls, but every time he comes to the table, he's just got a pretty horrible layout. And Greg's picking up the pieces, whilst at the same time playing some really good pool. Left this tricky, hasn't he? Again, this is another test of cueing. You expect him to get it. In practice, 10 out of 10. But this is a big ball to go 3 ahead. Great, great. He'll be really pleased with that clearance. 5 frames to 2. He needs to keep his foot firmly on the windpipe now, though. Can't let anybody back into this, let alone someone like Jordan Shepherd. Phil Harrison 2-1 down against Clint Jansen. Sean Chipperfield leading 7-6 against Jack Whelan. Shane Thompson, who has, to be fair to him, has been on fire these last few days, is currently 6-0 up against Adam Davis. And Adam Davis is well, one of the toughest opponents you can come across in this event. Nobody wants him on their side of the draw. Steve Petty, 7-3 against John McAllister. Steve Petty's turned up meaning business. You can watch that game over on table 11. So, 5-2 ahead with the break. Dry. But even this, like, oh, he couldn't get through. I was going to say, if he can't get through to that yellow, he's not got an easy opener. But actually, this is a very, very good chance. Thought just for that split second, if he can't get through to the yellow over the pocket, he's going to be very annoyed. But he's going to make short work of these. This is the kind of situation that Jordan absolutely relishes. May even see him just nudge the black now. I think you'll see him just screw up. Just a little tickle into the back of the black to make it easier. Well, that surprises me. It shows maybe just a slight lack of confidence. I think a fully flowing Jordan Shepherd would normally have just taken the opportunity just to nudge the black into open play. But sometimes when things aren't going your way, you think to yourself, if I nudge that, the chances are it'll go in the middle bag. So he's probably just, as I say, that little lack of confidence. And now he's going to be faced with a tricky black, a double. Oh, he's landed perfectly as well. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't have placed it better by hand. You're going to know before he does. Right in the middle of the pocket. And makes really short work of that clearance. Very nice. Dexter Morgan asking if pool players practice drills like snooker players do, or do they just practice playing frames? They definitely practice using drills. In fact, if you have a look on YouTube, you'll see some great 8-ball drills. There's some really, really good ones. I saw one recently by Shane O'Hara, which was a fantastic drill, one of the toughest ones I've ever seen. And all the balls are congested, like basically in the bottom third of the table. And they're all lined uniform across the table, and you're not allowed to play any plants. You're not allowed to cannon another ball, and you're not allowed to use the middle bags. Every shot had to go into the corners, and I tell you what, it was a brilliant drill. It might have been on Facebook actually. Have a look on Shane O'Hara's Facebook page. Fantastic drill. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. But definitely they use drills. Yeah, there's all kinds of different drills. They use drills to pop balls down the rails. There's another really good drill where you'll have kind of like 4 balls, kind of like one ball an inch away from the cushion, 1 3 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches to each of the 4 corners, and you've got to rotate corner to corner. But yeah, there's some brilliant drills. Absolutely, the players use drills. They wouldn't be the players they were. They use drills for their breaks. Dazzy asking, is the glove still in? Well, there were 2 gloves in this event. One was Sean Story and the other one's Liam Dunster, and I believe they're both out. Dunster definitely is. I think Sean Story's out as well. What a shot from Sheppy. Would have liked to have travelled another couple of inches, but judges that cannon beautifully. And all of a sudden, from being 3 behind, he's pulled within 1 in the flash of an eye. And that's what I said earlier. He's such a destructive player that it's nothing for him to reel off 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. I'm going to see if I can find that Shane O'Hara drill that I mentioned. I think it's on his. I think it's on his Facebook page. Yeah, so if you just type in Shane O'Hara, it literally comes up as one of the first streams on there. And it's brilliant. So every ball. In fact, he's using more than one set of balls because he's got 6, 12, 18, 24 balls in the bottom third of the table. So it's really congested. And you're not allowed to cannon another ball. Can you imagine that? Every ball has to be potted in the corner. You're not allowed to play plants. And every ball, 24 balls. They're 4 rows of 6, all in the bottom third. Brilliant drill. One of the best things I've watched. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Sean Story is still in the other glove. He's currently 4-2 up against Gaz Hibbert. Craig Waddingham's on the hill against Oli Bell, 7-5. The winners of losers round 4 will go into losers qualification, and they'll play the losers of this winners qualification. Jez Graham currently 5-2 up against Darren McVicker. Carl Boyes 5-3 up against Carl O'Donoghue. Chris Mudding 5 each with Johan Attard. In fact, Johan Attard's just won the next frame. He's 6-5 up. Craig Waddingham's just beaten Oli Bell. Jake McCartney 5-3 up against Ryan Clark, still flying the flag for Australia, and Declan Brennan 4-1 up against John Rowe. Shane Thompson is now 8-0 against Adam Davis. Ooh. A bit close to your work. Suddenly there's a very different complexion on this game. Greg, trying to be clever there, just trying to tie up the black. Jordan's just had a quick look at it. Think it still goes. Think it goes. So the winner of this this game will obviously go into the last 16, and they'll get somebody drawn from the winners of losers qualification. The loser of this game will, let me have a look, they'll play the winner of match 157, so the loser of this will play the Declan Brennan or John Rose. So not an easy road back, is it? It's probably, at the moment, Declan's 4-1 up, so the loser of this game is probably going to have to play Declan Brennan, which is that shows how important it is to win this game. It's either to cruise through to the last 16 or have to go into losers qualification against Declan Brennan. I mean, it's huge, isn't it? Shane Thompson now 9-0. Will he get the whitewash? I doubt there's many times in Adam Davis's career that he's been whitewashed. I doubt there's many. Carl Boy's now 7-3 up against Carl O'Donoghue.
Frame, Golden Shepherd to break, 5 frames all, time running.
So, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? You go the whole of the first half of the match struggling with your break, and by virtue of that, you're struggling with your game at the same time. Then suddenly, you get a bit of a bounce in your step. You win 3 frames in a row, you get down, and it just seems like there's a monkey off your back. Suddenly the shoulder comes through a little bit quicker, and you seem to time it just that touch better, and luck's on your side as well. It's a funny game. Definitely gone for a kiss there. Definitely tried to nudge those 2 yellows apart. They will plant, but had he been able to nudge them apart, it would have been far more acceptable. I think he's going to try it again. Yeah. And he's had a touch as well, hasn't he? Goodness me. He's had a touch there. It's funny how, I mean, Jordan would have expected to pot that ball, but those balls did plant. It wasn't that difficult to plant. It's funny how players just will not compromise. If they're determined to split, do a little split, then they will do a little split. But I would have backed him to get that plant all day long. He could have potted the ball to top left, taken on the plant, and then the ball's at the bottom of the table at his mercy. But as I say, he had a touch. What? Did he just jump over that? Is that what happened? I blinked and missed it. Anyway, whatever happened, it's going to cost him the frame. And Jordan Shepherd, for the first time in this match, is going to take the lead. And this will be 4 in a row. And Greg Batten needs to stop the rot very quickly. Otherwise it's going to be a spot in losers qualification for him. Adam Davis is on the board, so no whitewash there, 9-1. Damn it, Vicker. That game's quickly slipping through his fingers. 6-2 down. Chris Melling on the hill against Johan Attard. That's 2 in a row he's won there. He was 6-5 down.
Frame, Greg Batten to break, trailing by 6 frames to 5. Time running.
And just as I was saying, isn't it amazing how that momentum, when it changes, it's just brutal. Your opponent's starting to click and he's potting balls, and then you go to the table desperate just to get back into the game and dry. Wow. Such a brutal game.
frame, Jordan Shepherd to break, leading by 7 frames to 5. Time round.
Oh my absolute goodness. The last ball moving, and it was going absolutely dry. And the last ball moving gets 2 kisses and plops in the pocket. I mean, when it's going for you, it's going for you. When it's against you, it's against you. How this game has turned around is unbelievable. Wow. Ooh, yeah. See, that wouldn't have gone in for him earlier. Played it well. It just stole a bit of the pocket, just playing it in that side. And I tell you what, you know when Sheppy's confident, and this is what I mentioned earlier when he was just lacking in a little bit of confidence. You know when he's confident because he starts using the whole pocket when he wants to leave a slight angle, and it's really marginal. He just uses the whole pocket. He just uses the side of the pocket. And earlier when I said that he didn't move that black through lack of confidence, he would absolutely be moving that black now. Adam Penwell's joined me. I got someone on commentary.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Not too bad, mate. The JD and Cokes are going down quite nicely, so I'm feeling better now.
Lovely. We went. There's a little Polish cafe about 4 doors up. We had some lunch from there.
Oh, next door to the pizza place.
Flipping lovely.
Decent, was it?
Oh, it's really nice, mate. You got to try it.
Why not?
It's really nice. Shane Thompson, 9-2 up.
Well, do you know, as nice as that Polish place may be, mate, based on what's just exited your rear end, I think I'll give the Polish place a miss, personally.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Christ.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
Sean Chipperfield. How far ahead was he? He was comfortable. He was like, well, I don't know, I can't remember now.
Not anymore.
Someone will tell me he was like 7-3 up or something.
Brennan's playing well, isn't he? Look. Watched his match.
Yeah, well,
watched his match against Lee.
Just saying to Paul that
awesome.
it shows how important this game is because the loser plays Declan, the loser of this game, and Greg was 5-2 up, and now he just can't buy a ball.
Had a few dry breaks, haven't they?
Well, yeah, early doors, and now it's happening to Greg, and Sheppy's getting every little touch. Well, I'm not saying he's being lucky, but he's just, I mean, it's just. A moment ago, it looked like he was going to go dry, and the cue balls like nudged 2 balls on the way down and dropped in the pocket. It's just, you know, when you're on, it's amazing. You know, when he was breaking dry earlier, then he was making mistakes, and then he was breaking dry and making a couple more mistakes, and it all kinds of manifests itself into this massive ball of negativity, doesn't it? Everything seems to go against you, and then suddenly you break out of it. There's weights lifted off your shoulders. It might just be one frame. Your opponent makes a mistake. You take a load of confidence from it. You put everything on the table, and then suddenly it just starts going smooth as silk.
Yeah, and then it all turns. I mean, the last time Sheppy was on this table was when I played him in the previous event, and he didn't miss a bloody ball that day, did he?
wasn't a good day for you, that one, was it?
Well, to be fair, I didn't do. I
No,
made one
much
mistake.
wrong.
He was. You know what Sheppy's like when he's
Sublime.
buzzing. When he's buzzing, he's buzzing. Isn't he? And he literally buzzed his way to the match in. It was probably a world record for the quickest match ever played on the main arena table, I reckon.
Probably, yeah.
It was just unbelievable.
But I say it's just amazing how things turn, how momentum shifts in this game. We see it so often. Brilliant.
There's been quite a few of the big guns have gone out early. I mean, who would have? What would the odds have been on Tom Cousins to lose 2 matches in a row and be out of the tournament?
Amazing.
What odds would you have got on that?
Big
odds.
And I tell you what, you got bigger odds on. All 4 Scotsmen going out in the same round. Did they go out the same round?
I think
I might be wrong.
I don't know, but they're certainly all out, like you said.
Well, I say 4. There's actually 5, isn't there? There's Jamie Burnett as well. But the 4 with the Scottish flag in
I know. Boyle, Dunster, Gillespie,
and Barry Lynn.
You wouldn't have thought that. But I mean, I did say the other day I've been practicing with Oli Bale a little bit, and I did say that I fancied him for that game.
Yeah, actually, it was
if
2
only,
and 2.
If only there would have been some match odds, he'd have been decent odds on that.
Oh yeah,
You chuck
yeah.
him in a little treble, you're laughing, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd have got 3 to 1, 1 to 5, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, I reckon you would have done.
Yeah. No, sorry. Liam and Scott went out in losers 2. Mark and Barry went out in losers 3. And Jamie Burnett also went out in losers 3. So we lost all 5.
So, I mean, from some of the games I've seen, the guys who look like they're really on it at the moment, I got to say, the champion from the previous event, Declan Brennan.
Yeah.
Shane Thompson is looking very
Amazing.
good at the moment, mate.
He's looked strong all weekend. It's amazing.
I said on the way up, there was a few comments on Facebook, and I said that I reckon he's due one, you know. And,
I'll tell you what, though.
He's buzzing at the moment.
Chris Mellon's wading on through. He's through to losers queue. Carl O'Donoghue's out. Carl Boys has knocked him out. 8-3.
8-3. That was I watched the first bit of that match, and Carl should have been 4-1 up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Craig Waddingham's through to losers queue.
Yeah, I think he's just knocked Oli out, isn't he?
Knocked Oli out, yeah,
8-5.
Declan Brennan just about 2. So as I say, it's almost certain, like 99% certain now that the loser of this game is going to get Decky Brennan. Jez Graham now on the hill against Darren McVicker. And that one could have gone either way, couldn't it? 2 practice partners know each other's game intimately. 2
good buddies. You know, that's a 50-50 game all day long, isn't it?
Yeah. Big shot coming up. Is he going to try and pot the yellow, or is he going to try and move the red? Got to try and move the red, hasn't he?
We don't even need to. He could. I know he's going to. That's what he's going to play.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Beautiful.
See, whereas with these rules, you know what I mean, you wouldn't have been too surprised if certain players would have potted the red in the top left. Flicked off the other red, potted the yellow, and left him snookered.
Yeah.
You'd guarantee the frame, I think, if you played that shot.
You would, but I mean,
I'm not saying he's not guaranteed to frame now because he's so good. He'd mop these up anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's the kind of player that would only ever look for the winning line.
Oh, 100%.
He wouldn't have even considered playing that, because why let your opponent back to the table? Your opponent could get a fluke and...
It has to be some kind of crazy...
Oh yeah, I know, but even so, the point is, he's not let his opponent back to the table, and he's dished him up.
Yeah, what I'm saying is obviously not Shappy, but...
There are other players, for sure.
50% of players would have probably played the other shot thinking,
no doubt.
I'll guarantee the frame, but...
Yeah.
Like you said, Shappy's so good, it doesn't matter what they look like, he can finish them.
Yeah. Shane Thompson on the hill against Adam Davis, Jack Whiddon on the hill against Sean Chipperfield. Phil Harrison, Clint Hanson locked up at 4 each.
There you go, there's your scores on the screen so you can have a look for yourself.
I'll tell you who has featured and has been impressive so far. Greg Marsh.
I
tipped him after his first game.
Funny you said that, because I was chatting to Marshy earlier, and he said even though he's winning his games, he's actually not even playing that well.
Yeah.
What he's saying is his opponents just keep giving him chances and chances and chances.
And when he clicks, if he does click, then there's going to be trouble for everyone, isn't there?
He's mustard.
Yeah.
Steve Petty going along quite nicely. I think he was a bit further ahead than that. He's only 1 ahead of John McAllister now. I think he was a little bit further ahead than that.
Jordan Shepherd to break, leading by 9 frames to 5. Time running.
Oh, in off. Kicked. Wow. The glimmer. that Greg was looking for. And he gets it. And he should most definitely be clearing these up.
Time running.
Yellows are definitely the better ball.
Yellows in play.
I think he was trying to nudge that red just slightly further down table so that the yellow just above the cue ball would pass into that side pocket, but well, maybe he did nudge it just far enough. He must have done. It clearly goes. Doesn't look like it for the world, does it? But the fact he's left it says it does. Yeah, simple chance now. How big will that in-off be? Could it be another momentum swing? 9-5 to 9-6. Greg's breaking the next. 9-7 would be a different kind of pressure. And it's funny, again, we saw early doors how measured Greg was. Really, really slow and steady. And now he's just come out of himself again. And he's sped up.
Frame. Red Batten's a break, trailing by 9 frames to 6. Time running. Time off and take sequence. Yeah. Time running.
So obviously a mistake there from Greg with the cue ball going in off the break. And Sheppy pouncing. Sorry, I just was away for a second during that frame. Just trying to sort an issue out. So back with you now for the conclusion of the game. Look at the other scores around the room. Sean Story on the hill against Gareth Hibbert. He's at risk. And Gareth probably another player that hasn't shown what he's capable of throughout these events. Darren McVicker's pulled one back. Greg Marsh on the hill. Greg looking eagerly over Sheppy's shoulder, hoping he gets any kind of chance. And a chance he will get, because that's a dry break. And this is a decent chance. Yellows are definitely better. And I think he can get through. Yeah, little cursory nod. He knows how important that break was. He just wants to put this game to bed here and now. I think the yellow, well, I was going to say, I think he'd go yellows if he could, but the one to middle might just be a bit thin with the cue ball running. He is going for it. I think he has to go yellows here. And that was the issue. The cue ball was going to be running. But he's okay. He's okay. He would have taken this. Really good chance now. Probably the black is the toughest ball, and that one's not too difficult. Suddenly slightly more tricky. Overran that one. Now he's got this thin cut, which he's overcut. Yeah, that was a clearance he should have been making for sure. But he was forced into taking a pot there, which was much thinner than ideal. He just overrun the one previous. And I think that may be the curtain call. The last act in the winner's side. Wow. Another big error. Wow. That's really loose. He can get through to it, but does it go past the yellow to bottom corner? Does it? Maybe. Just. No. Greg played an almost identical shot to that earlier, and it is a lifeline. That was loose from Jordan. A lifeline. I think Greg was just clarifying what was going on there. Obviously Jordan hit his ball first, so it was it's just loss of turn. Definitely not foul, not ball in hand. Shouldn't make any difference. Just screw back off one cushion. I didn't need to. Just had enough angle to punch down. screw straight back to virtually where his hand is. Nice. Nice delivery, nice cueing. And he pulls a frame back, and it's 10-7. He's going to be breaking the next. So, Jack Williams through, we know. Shane Thompson's through, we know. Craig Marsh on the hill against Chris Days still. In fact, that frame went fairly quickly, and I don't think much has changed up there, to be honest.
Frame. Greg Batten to break, trailing by 10 frames to 7. Time running.
Great chance now for Greg to pull back within 2 frames. Dear, dear. Seriously bad miss from Greg. What a great shot. Is he okay? Has that come back to hamper him? No, he's okay. Look at the side on that ball. Kicking up table. He's going to have, well, I was about to say he's going to have a double, but I don't know if it doubles past that yellow. He may have to land on this red. I don't know, I'm not quite sure how he's going to get out here. Oh my goodness. What a game of fractions. Look at that. You hear a groan from him. I mean, how unlucky is that? A game of such fine margins. Frustration. He knows he's still a massive favourite in this match. Even at 10-8, he's got 2 breaks. But he just wants to put this game to bed. The longer it goes on, the more pressure he's going to be feeling. That was so brutally unlucky. Didn't do anything wrong really, just overhit the ball. A full sort of 7-foot screw shot by just a couple of millimeters. This one's betwixt and between, but he'll be fine. He's not going to miss this. And doesn't. 10-8. And Greg missing a very simple ball in the middle of that frame. Really should have been punished by Jordan. And this is going to add new levels of pressure. Craig Marsh must be through. His game's disappeared. Clint's won the next frame. And it's 6-5 to Phil. Some close games there. Steve Petty 9-all against John McAllister. Steve Petty was some way ahead in that, I think. 7-3 up. Callum Singleton 4-1 against Harjeet Singh. Jake McCartney 7-6 against Ryan Clark. This is one of Greg's finest qualities, is that he fights. He fights tooth and nail for every single frame, every shot, and he just puts the pressure on you. Never gives up. Is it going to be taken out of his hands? Jordan Shepherd. He's broken dish so many hundreds, so many thousands of frames throughout his life. He needs one more. A lot of pressure on this one. If he gets it wrong, by the time he comes back to the table, it could be 10 each. Makes a ball. Cue balls on the table. Now then. Both reds and yellows look okay. Because of the one problem with the red ball at the top of the table, he's going to go for yellows. Yellows not quite so nice, but they're okay. Played that with loads and loads of side just to kill the cue ball off the top of the cushion. But he doesn't off the top rail, but he doesn't want to be straight. Straight is not good, and I think he is. And just had a tiny bit of angle to play with, but couldn't do anything with it. So, one big shot. One big shot. Oh my goodness me. Used the whole of the bag. How is that wriggled in? And you could even see a little wry look from him. Is he going to leave that black for a double? Is he going to leave a double to win? He's a very, very good doubler. So he won't be scared to leave it. I think he has to. You can't risk trying to move the black. Well, he could now. He may have just left an angle where he could top through, nudge the back out, Perfect. And that's a frame winner. That's a match winner. That's a great shot from Jordan Shepherd. And this really has been a good performance. Really, really sticky start from him. He'll be very, very relieved to get over the line in a tough game. Commiserations to Greg Batten. He will go straight over now to play Declan Brennan in losers qualification. But what a good game there from Jordan Shepherd. Very nice, impressive. Well done to him. So he knows the drill. He's come straight in for the straight into the interview room. So we'll head across and have a chat with him in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you very shortly.
Joined by Jordan Shepherd after that. I mean, you've got to be relieved to get across the line in that one, haven't you? I mean, it was a good performance ultimately, but seemed to be struggling early doors.
Yeah, I was getting agitated. 5-2, I think I was down, and the break was doing me. I couldn't settle at all, and I was getting wound up, to be honest. I felt like he dictated the pace a lot of the match, and it breaks me when people do that to me.
It's funny because early on, I said on commentary, alluded to it, that he was really taking a lot of time over shots, and at 5-2 you could see he was feeling that those frames were really important. He was just trying to slow things down, slow the momentum. And it's funny because when you got your little spurt on, and I think went to 7-5 or 8-5, then when he got back in, he sped up again. Back to his normal pace. He doesn't normally play at that pace.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think it was a kind of deliberate tactic from him, just trying to?
I wouldn't like to say, but maybe, yeah. I know a lot. A few players do it on purpose against me. But when it got to 5-all kind of thing, I felt settled, and I felt like that. I was well into the match, and I was playing well enough to obviously dictate what would happen. I know he broke dry a lot of times, but I felt like I was well in control.
Yeah.
And there's no chance I was going to lose the match. You know what I mean?
It's amazing how the momentum swings backwards and forwards there. When you were struggling with your break, you were struggling with a few shots, you missed a few, you seemed a bit sort of down on yourself. Then suddenly, you've reeled off 4 or 5 frames, and you're getting down, you're timing the break. I mean, there was one case where it looked like you were going to go dry, and the last yellow cannoned off a couple of balls and falls in.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you get the rolls as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I just at 5-2 I went to the toilet, and I thought, my mates are going to be ripping me, and if obviously because they wind me up when I'm losing or whatever, and I went to the toilet before I ain't letting this happen. Because one of them in particular definitely should have been winded. As soon as if I'd lost, she'd be like, right, straight on me, and I thought I can't let her get away with that.
Yeah.
So I just went to the toilet, said, just had a word of myself, just said, come on, get yourself together and just stop playing so slow and boring, basically.
Yeah.
And I was just getting bogged down with it, and I come back, and luckily I had chances to go, I think cleared off his drive, broke cleared, and then he made the mistake for 5s.
Yeah.
And I thought, then I've got him like.
But even then, right at the end, you could almost feel him coming back towards you.
Yeah, a little
and I
bit,
could see
yeah.
you starting to get frustrated again. I mean, that shot, you've been extremely unlucky to screw across the table,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
land behind the yellow.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like you just want to get it finished, don't you?
Yeah, I just want to get the match done
10-6,
with.
you were gutted that you didn't. You
Get a
didn't-
ball
you
off,
get-
I think the ball went off the break.
Ball
was
off
it?
the break, wasn't it? You went
Yeah.
dry, and it was like.
Just
Oh no,
like-
you got kicked in off, didn't you?
I can't remember. One of them though, but I felt like I played right, to be fair. From 5 to 1, I only made like 1 or 2 mistakes maybe,
Yeah.
and I felt really good.
Yeah.
I was happy, but I think the table plays different to the outside tables.
Yeah.
It is takes a little bit of adjusting to get used to. It's nice, like, but you can find yourself behind, and sometimes you don't always come back, like. But
What about your game overall? You happy with the way things are going? I mean, you've been in an ascendancy over the last year for sure. Maybe not in the Supreme, but I mean, back to back town shootouts. I mean, that's just a treat, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, obviously the format really suits the way I play, and obviously the atmosphere and that.
Yeah.
There's nothing better for me playing
You can just feel
playing
it.
in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get yourself up when it's like that, then you never.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a bit flat, like there wasn't really many watching then, and
Yeah.
I can get a bit like one of them. But I dug in. I was obviously really happy to get through
You've got
because Greg's a good player, and
just got a picture of the pound coins, haven't you?
yeah, of course, yeah, obviously. But it was my nan and granddad's birthday today. My granddad's no longer with us,
Yeah.
and always like around this time of year, there always seems to be a tournament, and it feels like that little bit extra special. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So it would be nice to win.
Pleased for you, mate. Hope you go
Cheers,
all the
mate.
way.
Nice one. Thank you, mate.
Best
Cheers.
of luck.
Thank you.
Cheers. There you go, that's Jordan Shepherd. He strides through into the last 16. We're not going to know who he's got until losers qualification is complete. Greg's going to go across and play Declan Brennan. You'd have had Declan if you'd lost.
Is that what it is?
one, so
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
would have been a tough one as well.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
We're going to be back with a game from that losers qualification. I'm not sure if it's been decided yet, but we'll be back in the main arena very soon. Thanks.